You love him, but you're exhausted from this push-pull dynamic that feels totally toxic. You keep telling yourself that he just needs time, space, or healing, but deep down, you're starting to wonder, what if this relationship just isn't going to work? Avoidant attachment isn't a deal breaker on its own, but there are some deal breakers women ignore when they're emotionally invested. In this video, I'll help you figure out if you're staying for the wrong reasons or if your relationship has the potential to grow into something that's secure and connected. Hey gorgeous, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe so we can become friends. Mireille Nicole here, relationship coach and founder of the Happily Ever After method. I'm all about helping you tackle the tough stuff in love with grace and wisdom so that you can experience the love story that you dreamed of as a little girl. Oh, and by the way, I married a man with an avoidant attachment style, so I know exactly how confusing, sometimes lonely, and surprisingly fixable this dynamic can be, but only if certain conditions are met. So let me just break this down for you right away. But first, actually, let's get something straight. No attachment style is inherently bad, whether it's avoidant, anxious, secure, obviously that's not bad, or anxious avoidant. We all develop these patterns based on our childhood, trauma, past experiences, even throughout our lifetime when we're older. And these can totally change over time. I can think back on some relationships where I was totally avoidant and other relationships where I was totally anxious. The real issue is how aware someone is of their pattern and whether they're willing and able to grow through it. And the same goes for you. How aware are you of your partner's pattern, and how willing and how able are you to love around it and grow with it? Because avoidance can absolutely be in healthy, committed relationships. They actually crave love too, just like the rest of us. And when I started dating my now husband, I was definitely anxiously attached, and he was more on the avoidant end. And so needing space to work things through and sometimes taking longer to respond, shutting down in conflicts, those were all characteristics that he displayed. And at first I took it all personally. It felt like rejection, it felt like punishment, it felt like maybe I just wasn't enough. But here's what changed things. I stopped trying to fix him and started working on my own emotional regulation. I stopped chasing and started focusing on myself and my power. And eventually he started stepping toward me, not because I begged him to change, but because I gave him space to feel safe in the connection. That being said, this approach only works when the man is actually available, willing, and committed to the relationship, which brings me to the hard truth. When might it be time to walk away? Let's talk about some clear signs that your avoidant partner might not be the right fit for you right now anyways. Number one, you just want him to change. If the only reason you're staying is because you believe he could change, but nothing is changing and you're losing yourself in the process, especially, that's a dangerous loop. Loving someone's potential isn't the same as being in a healthy relationship. Like, of course, people are going to grow in the relationship. But when I was feeling anxious in my relationship, for example, I made the decision that I would shift the way I showed up. I would change or evolve. I would work on my own growth without pushing him away, obviously, and I would see what would happen. And I stopped wanting him to change altogether. I was still completely head over heels in love with my partner, but I became realistic and very intentional instead of reactive. In other words, I started working towards becoming secure myself. And by doing that, my avoidant partner started to change without me begging, without me forcing him, or without threatening, the word divorce or ending the relationship. The second sign is you just can't accept the way he is. Acceptance is key in any successful relationship. The old couple still going strong after 50 years together and holding hands like young lovers, those memes that you see on social media, they likely overlook and work together with their flaws. And I certainly don't suggest that you settle in a relationship. That would be actually very hypocritical of me, because I've walked away from love that wasn't up to my standards. And I don't want you to tolerate any kind of bad behavior that puts your physical or even your emotional well-being at risk. But remember that we're all flawed human beings on our own spiritual journeys on this earth, wearing our meat suits. And when you're picking a partner, you're essentially picking a set of problems that you're willing to deal with and love around and grow with. Having said that, if every day feels like emotional starvation, if you're constantly triggered, you're waiting, you're walking on eggshells, you need to ask yourself honestly, even if this is the best, can I live with it? Acceptance isn't giving up, it's being grounded enough to choose reality over fantasy. Sign number 3, he's living a double life or not truly committed. Harsh truth, some men use "I need space" as a shield for secrecy. If your gut tells you something is off, if you've caught him lying, hiding, or breadcrumbing you, this isn't about attachment style anymore. It's about integrity. And don't let the label avoidant excuse poor character. And quite frankly, in this case, he's not avoidant, he's just a butthole. And number 4, your intuition is screaming. You don't need proof to listen to your inner knowing. You don't need permission to leave. If your body feels tense around him, if your spirit feels drained, if your joy is gone, that's a signal. And sometimes walking away is the most self-loving, high-value move you can make. So always, always listen to your gut. The answer is inside of you. In my case, I had a deep knowing that despite our challenges at the time, I was with my soulmate. Now let's flip the coin. It might be worth staying if number 1, he's aware of his avoidant tendencies and open to growth. This might require a conversation or him opening up about it, but it is possible. Number 2, you see him making genuine, consistent, effort-based changes, not just words, but his actions prove it. Number 3, you're working on yourself. You're feeling emotionally grounded most of the time, and this ensures that you have the energy to do the things that will give you clarity. Number 4, the connection is honest, safe, mutually respectful, even if imperfect. If he's generally a good guy but clams up in the heat of the moment, maybe it's worth adapting and accepting that this is how he deals with things and it isn't a reflection of how he feels about you. Because remember, avoidance can love deeply, but they need time, they need patience, they need emotional safety. And if they're committed, if he's committed, the relationship can become incredibly secure over time. My own relationship is proof of that. If you're ready to break free from anxiety, overfunctioning, and confusion, and finally create the love that you deserve, make sure to download my free relationship success checklist. The link is going to be below this video. Let me know in the comments, have you ever been in a relationship with an avoidant partner? Did you stay? Did you go? What was that like for you? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and watch this video.